Why do you think people have such a negative attitude and view of teenagers?
Because media and papers and stuff, they don't credit the good things teenagers do. They only mention all the bad things, so people are going to be wary of them.
I think one of the things people don't take into account is that teenagers are also intimidated by the peers, because it's not all of teenagers that are bad, it's some of them. Just not all adults are bad, but some of them are. But it's made out that all teenagers are, and people don't really care that we're kind of in the same position sometimes as well. And they just look at us all like we're bad, and they don't want to help us, and they just judge us before they know us.
I don't wear a hoodie to avoid being stereotyped as a bad person, but I should be allowed to wear what I want because it's a free country and I'm not a bad person.
I've been homeless for a long time now, and before I get a chance to tell anyone, they speak to me like a normal person, but once you tell them, they think things bad of you and think that you've done things to be in that position, and they treat you differently after because you're young.
What do you think of your community?
I think they're nice people. If you be nice to them, they'll be nice to you. If you respect them, show a bit of respect, they give you respect back. And to be honest with you, we've been here 8 years, and the community, I love here because without them I'm nothing. Yeah. And the community spend money in here, so I'm here to serve the community. And I think the community are great around here. I work well with them.
Have the community helped you in any way, shape or form?
Yeah, because if I look after them, they recommend me to the neighbours, their friends and family, and the people in different areas as well. And a lot of my business goes off the local community recommendation to the family and friends. Yeah.
What is your immediate reaction when you are around a teenager?
Just really got to talk on their level a little bit. Can't be always too formal with some of them because they might not take you as a friend and they might not spend the money here. So then again, I do adjust myself to the type of teenager. You know, if he's a bit of a, talks different, I'll try on his level. If he comes to me across posh, I'll speak to him posh. So I tend to change myself to the type of customer, yeah.
What would change your perception of young people?
It depends though, what do you mean by perception? What do you mean? I mean, I don't think bad or good of them. I mean, everybody's different. Some people might have a baseball cap up the wrong way, they might have the gloves on, but they come in and they're really respectful young lads. Some of them might dress normal, dress sensible, but they come in with attitude. And then again, if I see teenagers and they're in a group, I do think they show off amongst themselves a little bit and say a few, random words. But they're only kids in it, they're only having laughs, so I understand that and I'll play along with them.
What do you think of your community?
Well, I actually work here, I don't live in this community.
Alright, well, do you live in Manchester?
I do, I live South Manchester.
So what do you think of Manchester as a whole?
As a whole, I quite like it. It's the weather I don't like mostly. I think it's a city, it's generally got a lot going for it.
After the riots, what's the effects? Do you reckon it's made an effect?
I can't say myself that I've seen any direct change in people's attitudes, young or otherwise, from the conversations I've had with people, from what I'm seeing on a day-to-day basis. I've seen a lot of kind of the emphasis on kind of promoting, kind of We Love Manchester. There's a lot of kind of small businesses are really promoting that now.
What's your immediate reactions when you're around teenagers?
If I see a group of teenagers sat around having fun, I think good for them. If I see a group of teenagers sat around up to no good, then maybe I feel differently.
Last question, what do you think we could do, or teenagers could do for people to change the perception of us?
Well, that's a good question. I think there's probably something to be said about involvement. I think especially as unemployment in young people is really high at the moment. That's my kind of personal angle, would be really promoting a lot more voluntary work and voluntary employment, just as a way of including young people in society. And I think the more people have day-to-day direct contact with people, they can then start to see young people as individuals as opposed to a group and generalising. You know, if you work with young people on a day-to-day basis because they're there on a voluntary basis or whatever, then you have that time to get to know them for who they are.